Welcome back to another video here today. Today I'm in a new BMW iX M60. I've actually never driven a BMW before. I've always liked the design of BMWs and the sound and a lot of things I've heard about them, but I've never actually driven one. Nonetheless, driven the electric one. So this is one of BMW's 3 electric trims. So they have the i4, the i7, and the iX here in the US. This one right here is their biggest seller. They sell about 5,500 of these in the United States, whereas the other two combined, the i4 and the i7, they've only sold around 7,200 in total for the both of them. So this is BMW's flagship EV right now at the moment. It is kind of up there in price, starting at just over $100,000. It's more in line with something like a Tesla Model X or the upcoming Lucid Gravity. It's more of the higher end luxury EVs. Now, I notice here in this one, you have some design DNA that you see in your normal BMWs, but there is a little bit of a difference. I can tell that BMW is creating their own new design DNA for their I cars, the electric ones. And it reminds me similarly of the old BMW i3 with that little bit more, I don't know how to explain it, just an interesting design, a different design than what you normally see on the regular BMWs. So this one here, you have the giant dash screen display here with screen gauge cluster and center screen, center console. It's very spacious in here. It's like a truck. It reminds me of a truck, the way this center console has a gap. The quality, one thing I can complain about from what I've seen thus far is the leather doesn't feel that great. The steering wheel feels great, and it's a really nice design the way they've made this, you know, have a different look, but it fits for someone who needs to be driving this all the time. So I don't want to keep rambling on. Let's get going. Let's go for a little bit of a drive and see what this car is all about. And we're off. Now, very, very soft, lofty drive. Now this is the M60, so it's got a lot of power. It's got a lot of power. 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. It's got 610 horsepower, which is actually a lot for any car. But for this being an EV, this is a very powerful EV. You can tell that BMW has brought in their M department to make this more powerful, faster, and have a sportier feel. But it is very soft. It is lofty. It reminds me of recently, a couple weeks back, when I was actually driving the Bentley Bentayga Hybrid. Now, this isn't in the same price point or luxury, but I have to say the way the softness of the suspension and how smooth this ride feels, it feels very much like the Bentley Bentayga in the hybrid mode with the electric powertrain assisting. So it's very soft. It's a lofty ride. This is not a car that you need to drive really quick in or track or, you know, it's just, it has the speed and it has the comfort. So that I can say, good job BMW for that. As I said, I don't have much experience driving a lot of the BMWs, so this here is really the first for me, but I do have a lot of experience driving EVs. And so today, this here is showing me that BMW is making a great electric vehicle product. There's just a little bit of things that probably have to be fixed or, you know, worked on to make it really a market dominator. So, like, this is very comfortable. I daily drive an EV just because it's simple for me and my situation. And although mine is very nice, I like it. It's sporty and it's more firm suspension. for someone who doesn't really want a firm suspension. My car, the EV that I have, you can't really change the suspension. I drive a Tesla Model Y. You can't really change the suspension. It just is what it is. Now, for someone who wants a softer suspension but wants a nice, fast EV, I could see how this here would be a great option. So, let's get out onto the main roadway here and give this a little bit more of a push. All right, here we go. As I said, 0 to 60 is 3.2. So I'm going to come to a complete stop. I'm going to floor it. 3, 2, 1. Wow. Yeah, that's it's fast. It's not Tesla Model X fast, but it is fairly quick, and it does jolt you back into your seat quite a bit. Let's see if we can get on some faster roads here, just to kind of see. Now, obviously, there's no sound with the EV, but it does have that really nice instant torque. You can feel it when you just touch the throttle. Like, you just touch the throttle, and it is really quick. It's a lot of power. It's a lot of power behind the throttle there. But it is a very comfortable ride. I think that the infotainment, I've checked in the infotainment. I don't really like the design of the infotainment. I feel like BMW definitely could do a better job with the overall UI. I haven't played much with it, so I can't really mention anything about the actual UX for the infotainment system. But I can just by looking at what I've seen and how I've played with it a very small amount for the UI. Now, I prefer Apple CarPlay when not in my personal car, which does not have it. So I had Apple CarPlay here going, and it works perfectly fine. It works great. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard in this car, so you do not have to worry about that. Suspension, it does give a little bit, has a little bit more roll than I personally would like on corners, just because of the softness of it. It's a little bit of a, for a car this powerful and this fast, you do sometimes feel a little bit too much roll, you know, a little too much wobble in the suspension. I personally feel like this car is not necessary to be as fast when you want something. When you want a car with this kind of luxury, you don't necessarily need something that's really, really fast. You just want something that's soft and can get the job done, and it's quiet and easy going. You want a very mild, temperamented car. So I think it's a great option. I don't think I would, if I was going to buy this car, I don't think I would buy the M60. I don't think it's really necessary. It is faster, it's a lot faster, but as I'm saying, you don't buy cars like this for the 0 to 60 or the horsepower. You buy cars like this for the softness of the ride, the comfortability, the luxury, and the features that come along with all of that. There is a really cool feature in this car, particularly, that BMW has added to their iCars, their i4, i7, and iX here, where I'm not going to do it now because you guys won't hear me. The music will start blasting. But if you do a circular motion in the air with your hand, it controls the volume. You don't even have to touch a button. I think that's really cool. I've actually never seen that in a car. Very, 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 very interesting user experience from that perspective. Another cool feature is on the front grille of this car. Actually, it's supposed to be self-healing, they say. It's supposed to be self-repairing for minor scratches. It has like an anti-scratch effect thing that, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. That's the one thing I like about all these new electric vehicles and all this new technology in cars. I find it interesting, all of the new things they are able to bring out when they make a high-tech car. You know, and you don't really see a lot of that high-tech stuff in gas cars, simply because gas cars are not really computers on wheels. I respect a lot of these EVs and the way that the car the automotive industry is going, because I do like the option to have what's considered a computer on wheels, and having all of those high-tech features for daily driving. I am very much against, you know, all this electrifying and hybridization of high-end supercars, because it's not really made for that. But for a daily driving car that you just need to get from point A to point B in a comfortable fashion, I do really like the hybridization, the computers, and more of the high-tech features that come with all of that, just because it goes to show a lot of the very interesting and new technologies that can be put in cars. And I don't know, I find it very fascinating. There's not a whole lot to it other than it's an EV, it's a fast EV, it's a BMW, it's got that German DNA, and it does have some of that BMW DNA, but not as much the gas cars. I know that they did say that this one here was made, or it's made, I think it's either on the same platform or size frame as the BMW X5. So it's around the same size as the X5, which is great for a family car. My only complaint would be charging. I know charging has been getting better. It has AC, DC charging, so, you know, it's something to consider when purchasing this. But I have to admit, it is very comfortable, and I'm very much enjoying this ride. So I just want to give a big shout out to Sioka Automotive and Sioka Chevy of Princeton for allowing me to come and pick up this car and take it for a spin, to bring this experience to you guys, let you guys know how I personally feel and some of the little quirks and nannies that I find interesting about this car. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss out on what's to come in the near future. We have more amazing cars on their way. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.